Today we will be making our own spark plug wires using the Accel 4040 spark plug wire set. 4040 comes with 8 wires. I have a 4-cylinder and I got this so that I could have a backup set. Pretty smart. They were cheap. Currently have the NGK Blues, which are an OEM replacement for the Mazda 66. And I'm going to show you how to take this off because it gave me a little bit of grief when I was taking this off. Now the NGK terminal, when it slides into the housing, will lock. Now it's locked. Then the boot slides over that, down in the wire. There's a little notch here, and this boot has to go on top of that. And then there's 3 ridges here. Maybe you could call them barbs. That slides on top of those. The easiest way that I found in order to get these off, because I've had these on my car for probably about 6 or 7 years now, and one of them is rubbed through to an open bare wire, so I decided I wanted to replace them anyway. It's easiest to take a little screwdriver and you pry through all the ribs up to the top, and then you push on the top of the housing of the rubber boot. And once you do that, you slide it around while pushing up, and that will eventually take that off. And then you use the same technique on this, but this one is much, much harder. This one I probably had to work at for about 2 or 3 minutes before I could finally get it above this first rib. And once you do, you can pull the boot back and remove the terminal. And then once you have the wire like this, you will just pull it. It's pretty hard to pull. It's got all that engine grease and all kinds of crap on the wire, which makes it a little harder. And then once you get up to the connector terminal on the other end, it goes on the distributor. You can just pull that right through. Set that aside. You don't need this wire anymore. Your NGK Blues are basically trash, or you can make a Christmas ornament out of it. I don't know. Now you've got your boot pieces and you've got your wires, and if you follow PrinceValorum's guide, this is the boot that comes with the Accel wires. You just want the terminal end. And voila. Then you put your wires back together. Terminal end doesn't look that much different. It doesn't have the same little clip, I'm guessing, that NGKs have, which allow it to stop in there. So we'll see how that works. Maybe it does. No, it doesn't. So, yeah. Wow. See, these little ends flange out and then clip right in the end of here. So, I have to figure out how long the wire is. Pen. Now you got your mark. That should be to the end of the housing. So just go like that, mark it. That way when it gets down to that, you know that's about right, for sure. Good thinking. Easiest way was to strip off the little lead. That way this has something to go into the boot with. You just stick the wire up there and let this little tip go in. Then you take a wider blade screwdriver, shove it up in there, and then you can push this back while you lever it into the little hole, and then push on it a little bit and just keep pushing a little at a time until you can get enough to grab, and then you can pull it through, because you can't put the boot on through this side. That won't work. That would be nice if there was an easier way, but there's not. You gotta put it on backwards from the other end. This little notch here is for the bend, so that it goes up that way. Off the NGK. I like the straight boots a little bit better than the curved ones. They do provide a little bit better look, cleaner look. So, let's see, the finished wire will look something like that. Cut this end to length, to whatever your length is going to be. In my case, say about there. Or what you could do is get your boot all strapped up, plug that down in to your plug hole, and then take your wire over to your distributor, figure out the length of a boot that's going to be on it, so you add that on, and then you can figure out exactly what length you want. Mark it, cut it, crimp it, you're good. This is the NGK length. This is about how long I want to take off the wire, right here. So that's a pretty good amount that NGK gives you for free play, but as far as dressing goes, it's a little too much, in my opinion. I'd rather have something that looks like it's custom made to fit. And of course my wire cutter isn't big enough to do that, so I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. And you're supposed to make sure that you do not nick the core. Pling, 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 pling. And you're supposed to wrap it around the side and use one of their crimpy things. It doesn't really look like it, but this is my longest wire. It looks pretty short to me. I hope I didn't mess up, because that's pretty short. I better have cut that to length right, otherwise... Well, I have 8 wires to work with, so what the hell.